for Shadesbury, host Shadowway and Kalikoro here, an episode of Raincode where we're gonna apparently talk to everyone and be like, what are we gonna do? The chief is dead.
Oh well.
Okay. Yeah, time travel's kind of fucked up that way, huh?
Fubuki, are you alright?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will be well
No,
once I rest.
I'm dying.
However, my inexperience resulted in the chief.
No, that's just incorrect. That is just blatantly incorrect.
If she went back further enough, well, no, he was basically doomed.
Like
no
the
matter
only
what.
way, technically, right? If you could travel back as far as you want to, yes. But from the sounds of it, she can only do like 5 minutes at a time. I guess. Like if she can only go back
She's saying she wished she could go back like a day or two, you know?
I mean, I don't know. It depends.
Does
like,
her
imagine if your time travels were really capped out at 5 minutes,
days?
but it was just depending on how much it would actually tire you out.
Isn't that like her father or something is able to go back days or something like that?
Huh? What?
Because it's a family. It's a family thing, right?
No. What are you talking about? When was the family power to time travel? They just make. I'm pretty sure they. Okay. First off, they probably just make calendars.
Is it not a family inherited quirk or something?
That's not been stated. I'm pretty sure by anything.
Alright,
I'm pretty sure that was just us making jokes about her whole family. That's why they're known as the Clockwork. Okay, although she's a beauty without saying so, her head tendency, especially she ran away from her pampered life. No mention of family. There is no mention, and I don't think she's making mention of her family.
I mean, it might have happened, probably not.
You're probably right. The thing is, this sounds like something we did as a joke. We're like, wait, you're the Clockfords and you have time travel? What the fuck? What came first, the power or the name?
It could have very much so been something like that.
But at the same time, they probably just make calendars. If they're known as the Clockfords, that could, or just clocks, you know, like grandfather clocks. That shit is not cheap. Like that could definitely be.
Question. That's a good. I don't know if it's because it's out of style somewhat, but do you like grandfather clocks or just unique stylized clocks?
I mean, there's some in my grandparents' house, but I don't particularly like them. Like. I wouldn't want one in my room.
Particular interest?
Because they're generally big. Like, if I could get the effect of a grandfather clock in a tiny clock, even though that wouldn't make sense, logically in real life, because the whole point is that it's big and that it's able to make, the sounds it does because of its size. But if it could make it, a thing on my desk, I'd love that. That would be neat.
Always the finer work that could be done with the stylized.
I just like the sound, the thing.
I'm realizing that the main reason I like grandfather clocks is usually the stylized woodwork that goes with it. Because what I really have an interest in is carving wood artwork, and a grandfather clock is kind of an extension of that in some ways.
The other thing is, I was thinking about even if you had time travel. Powers, what if training only helped you be more efficient, where you still only went back 5 minutes, but you just didn't consume as much energy? Logically, you would assume you could go further back, but what if your powers just couldn't, right?
Well, then couldn't you just do it over and over again? So you did go back?
I guess that would be the next question of the power, then, in that case, because then that would be testing.
Thing. There's just a lot of open questions about the powers in these worlds that just aren't answered.
It reminds me of superpowers, but they're only minorly convenient, where it's you can fly, but it's only 3 feet off the ground or something.
They're only used or brought up when the writer finds them convenient. It's a Deus Ex
Machina. No, not specifically Super Saiyan. I mean powers that are.
Oh no, I'm not saying Super Saiyan. I'm just saying any ability that's just they're not really explained or fleshed out. It's just there when it needs to be.
No, that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about powers that are just slightly convenient in the sense that you can fly, but it's only 3 feet off the ground. You're not really gonna go around the world with that. You're just gonna be oh man.
Well, maybe you could just hover 3 feet over the ocean.
I mean, that's not ground though.
20 miles
That,
per
like if you
hour.
said you could hover over elements, that would be that could be broken no matter how far away. Because then it'd be like
Hover
air
over ground, I'm
element.
sure you could hover over water too, couldn't you?
I don't think so, because assuming if you went super scientific, maybe you went off of density, like if it's solid or not, right?
You're probably right. The fact that concrete is like more dense, it allows for
Yeah,
better
than
block
water.
wave. Right.
Like
Water would probably
if you go either super
part
sciencey in that
ways.
method, or it would just be magic and be like, water is not ground, child. What's ice then? Good question, child. Find the fuck out.
Okay, let's actually debate that. I think ice is ground. As long as it's solid, it's solid. Even if it can become something else. Because even cement can become liquid, but it's
I think
still
it has to be
ground.
touching the ground. So, like, if a lake is completely frozen over, maybe it's ground then. But if it's like a iceberg
Yeah, 'cause
scenario, that's not
people-
ground.
An iceberg isn't ground?
Because it's not attached to a landmass. Even if
Well, I
it
mean,
is
it
a
kind of
landmass
is,
of its
isn't-
own.
What about the... Well, most of
If it's
Antarctica
touching
is
the
a giant...
seabed, right? If it was touching the seabed, then that would be touching ground. So yeah, that would count. But icebergs, from my understanding, are just giant ice cubes floating in the water, which means that if they're not touching the ground, they're not counted as ground.
What about tundra? That's usually... Like there's places
Isn't
in
a
tundra
tundra
that's
just a-
ice...
Isn't that just a forest that's snowy?
A tundra is usually a type of desert that is like extremely cold, or Antarctic.
What's the
But the
point of a
Arctic-
tundra?
the-
It's still
but the-
ground.
The South Pole is mostly icebergs, but it's
I
touching
mean,
ground.
my answer is simple. Is it touching the ground? Is it like...
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, it's ground. That's a simple clarification. If it's touching the ground, either it be seabed or over water, as long as it's touching land, it counts as ground.
Okay, cool clarification. I want to see.
It's very
if people
simple though.
disagree with us.
There's no thought through
Right,
it. It's
right.
purely just like, is it touching ground?
I'm rolling with it. I'm rolling with it. Let's see.
That would be
if
one of those
anyone
powers that
disagrees,
you
though.
get in a D&D game and you exploit the
Oh,
hell out
right.
of, where it's like, I'm still totally floating over ground, even though the ground's like 500 feet under you. It's like,
Right.
oh
right.
my god, dude. And
This
then
isn't
you're just
how
like,
you were meant to play the game.
that's like when you're in Skyrim, you go to the highest mountain and you just like run, you go up with a horse and then you go to the very top and you're like, I'm gliding, and you just don't fall at all. You're just like, I'm floating over ground, and then you go off the edge of the map and you're like, I'm falling, no!
Okay, my greatest sin is that I've had Skyrim. I bought Skyrim years ago, and I've still never played it. Like I've
Congrats,
never even
I've
touched
done
it.
I didn't pay for it, but I've paid for games that I haven't played. But secondly, I also have downloaded Skyrim and I've played it, and I've actively not continued playing it because it's kind of boring as fuck.
There's a lot of behind it that might make it more interesting. I've seen a lot of funny stuff
Like,
out
I've
of it,
done-
from
I
the
think,
physics and the
Um,
adventure. It's interesting to look into.
I think I played.
And
I don't even
also,
know if I got out of
I've
the
watched
cave.
a lot of mods from it, which
True.
just makes it
That
more
is the
fun.
main likability of it, but also,
Plus, the community seems interesting. Like, I like looking at communities and seeing like what they do and how they interact with each
yeah,
other. And then I often like jumping into that community.
I remember I was like, man, Skyrim is so hyped, and I'm like, bro, this is boring as fuck. Like, I wouldn't want to play this in space. Like, why? Like, basically Starfield. If you didn't know, Starfield's made by the same
Right.
guy who made Skyrim. I wouldn't want to do even if Starfield's
Howard,
garbage.
I think.
But I don't want to
I'm
play
not sure.
Skyrim as it stands. Like,
Well, that's the thing.
fantasy can be
Skyrim
cool, but I don't want to like live an entire life in there. You know, it's like,
was what, 2008?
yeah. And then they've
Oh, shit.
remade it so
Beagle.
many fucking times.
Beagle.
Yeah, you're
Sorry.
correct. But yeah, I've also played it. I've downloaded it, and I've actively avoided it because I'm not interested in it.
I mean, I feel like it is somewhat interesting, and I like looking at classics to see like what the original experience is. You
Like,
know.
I'm trying to think of a time when I would go back to an older game, and I feel like the only time I did that was technically recently when I played the 360 version of Bayonetta, and that was purely because I'm like, wait, isn't Bayonetta just Devil May Cry? I'm like, what was the
Oh.
difference? I'm like,
I'm pretty sure they're different universes.
well, no, I'm that part I knew. I didn't think they were like multi-universe shit. I meant like gameplay and story elements. Like, aren't they the same gameplay? Why is it the same game? And the case and it's true. Except in Devil May Cry you fight devils. Well, in Bayonetta you fight angels. That's literally that. The devil loop or the loop
I
is
see.
basically that. That's the only difference. And it was funny because it's like it's exactly what I would expect out of what it is, which is funny because it's very cheeky and action oriented because it's a fighting game. But yeah, continuing
Talking
with
about
this.
fighting games. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
It's not
Go
your
ahead and let
fault.
it play out.
You tried your best to help. I was bewildered and confused, and you brought me all the way here.
I mean, I don't know if I would attribute that to her because you fucked up in
her,
your
right.
own manner. You fucked up in
Right.
your own manner.
You fucked up like separately and then found each other. That's
And
not
even
the
if
same
you
thing
were,
as her
let's say you
helping
were
you.
panicked, right? You're like, oh, I hear my teammate scream, and you think he could be stabbed. You're an active detective. You know there's a murder around, and you know that your friend's bleeding out on the ground. I wonder what I should go after. You fucked up on your own. So if anything, you like her being hurting you would hurt her inversely because of your stupidity. Like, dude, god damn it.
Thank you so
Like, if you were a normal person, there's a level of degree where it's like, if he was just a random guy who had a friend and he got stabbed, you could go to the friend. That makes sense, You're not a detective who's trying to solve the case. He's a fucking detective. I'm not saying he has to be heartless, but he can at least have common sense. Oh my god.
Right.
And if the killer disappeared randomly, that would be one thing, right? Like, if he just couldn't catch up to the killer and they randomly disappeared, that would be interesting even.
No, dude casually brushed by us. Didn't even think it was worth killing it. Also.
Well, he probably didn't want to touch us because we're gonna be taking the blame currently. We are very much the main suspect, so like killing us would be would be worse for him. But more, it's just more the point of like they could have done it where he acted smart and he went after the killer, and then he just disappears. That adds to the mystery. Or maybe he's right around the corner and we're like, damn, I lost him. Whatever.
I'm the one who's so inexperienced.
There are ways
was
to
right
make him
there.
smart,
I
but
couldn't
also
do anything
not
to
give him
help
any info,
How can I call myself a detective when I can't even save a friend?
There! Right now you're still a trainee anyway!
Yeah. A trainee with three death cases on his lap. Like, this is like when you have, like, goddamn, what's it? No, not an interviewer. An intern who has worked at a company for 3 years, and they've dealt with so many narcissists, and then they don't get shit from it. Like, no paycheck, no nothing. It's like, you got experience. It's like, yeah, really am the intern here, huh?
Really helping. Right. Really helping.
Sorry.
There should be no such thing as free labor. Just as simple as that, in my opinion.
Oh, hey, Vivi, you want to stab us? Take care of
Olivia,
this
I
dumbass?
didn't know you were here at the lab too.
This man really did just pull a judo chop out of his ass, though.
Yeah.
I didn't
You
have a
did.
choice. Chief's orders.
Oh, I mean,
Although,
yeah.
I do
Well, you
feel
don't have to
Wait,
listen
there's a
anyone
high.
can.
Wait.
the
Hold
idea
on.
of a secret lab.
Is there an actual hierarchy in this business? Like, is he technically a rank above you? Because that's actually an interesting idea. Because I assumed that.
They did make that point. No, he actually is like the chief. He was
Yeah.
like,
Okay. Yeah.
he-
Okay. I guess there is a ranking. I just thought because he had powers, he kind of superseded him. Like the fact he didn't have powers
Yeah,
kind of just
no.
deranked him.
you just assume that like he was discriminating against
Well,
or
not that
something.
he would
He's like a
discriminate,
detective,
just
you're
point.
just a
Well,
lower
yeah, I know.
ranking.
I get how that's discriminating, but
Yeah.
more like the fact that I don't think he would care what the chief said. I think he would just be doing his own thing.
I fully intended to take
Right.
a lazy look around the place, but I wasn't given the chance to relax. I was dragged around by Halara and forced to search all over. Jeez.
Why did it take
No
you
one
two so
leave
long?
me alone.
Like, the lab is that big. Or was getting to the lab the hard part? Because I could see that, honestly, with the amount of security measures in the elevator. Like, there are definitely
And there's
ways...
a long-ass car drive.
Well, yeah, true. If they all didn't come at the same time. I'm just thinking of the fact that, like, if the elevator lost power in the middle, that would definitely, like... If the elevator didn't get power, that would definitely, like, take a minute.
Master, I get the feeling that he's...
What?
Huh? What is
God damn it! Yuma, shut the fuck up!
nothing. Maybe it's just my imagination.
I like how they pretend there's... Okay, there is a mystery here, but god damn it, do I hate this tease factor, because it doesn't help anyone. You don't give any info, and you're just like, oh
Right.
man, I guess nothing's going on,
Seriously,
even though
what?
you're clearly saying something's going on. That's like when a Karen's like, I'm not doing anything wrong, okay? I'm calling for the manager when they're clearly being outrageous. It's just like, oh my god. What the fuck are you doing? Like, you are not acting like a sane person. You're not a civil rights activist. You're just a fucking, narcissistic asshole, dude. My god.
Halara, what brought you here?
I was preparing to sneak into
Because
that
she's
restricted
everywhere
area
she
we
needs
discussed.
to be.
But just as I was about to leave, the chief told me about the death threat. So I headed to Amaterasu with everyone
Oh.
else and snuck into the
Okay,
lab.
that would explain them not coming at the same time. He just called backup. He was like, yeah, guys, we got a real situation over here.
After that, the chief
Oh.
told Vivian and I to investigate the area. I didn't think it would end up this way. We should have stayed together as a group.
I don't know. Like, he was just scouting out. Like, there's not much you could have done in that department. Like, it's not like he got stabbed. You came as soon as you could, you know?
What's the chief's
It'd be
condition?
one thing if you were, like, next to him and he got stabbed, but you were, like, probably, like 10 rooms away. Like, chill
We
out.
provided first aid, but
Will he survive?
I'm sorry. I don't know the right lie to tell you at this time.
So, the chief...
In any case,
Please
it's
tell me he
only a matter
dies.
of time at
They
this
better
rate.
not
We
revive
must
him.
get him
I
out of here
really
as
hope
soon
he
as
does
possible.
die. Because if your theory about, like, us causing more, like, us having more death, making more deaths in the world as we continue to solve cases, if that is the reality,
What a joke.
We
I
should-
wasn't even talking, like, reality. But if it does come out to be true, that's awesome.
that would honestly be wicked. That would explain why he would threaten to kill us with a box cutter. And we don't even know his power yet.
Right.
Like, I remember before I was making guesses that it's about controlling robots, but the fact we control the robot, I'm guessing that's where that imager came from. So I have no clue what his would be
Yes.
if it's not controlling robots.
But that's no easy task.
I really hope
We
he
took out
dies.
some of the peacekeepers, but many are still around. And
Kinda
Yomo
still works,
managed
but
to disappear.
I'm past that.
I wonder if he
kinda.
took advantage of the confusion and ran away. It's unlike him to quietly retreat. He'll return here soon with many more of his underlings.
Then we need to leave this facility right away!
The gate to the lab has been sealed off. Thanks to that, we can't even leave the building. The elevator to the ground level has been disabled too. We have no place to run.
So they haven't found us why?
No place to run?
Can I? Okay.
Chief, please stay strong. Chief.
He's still breathing,
Ah,
but
get
he's lost a
over it.
lot of blood. This is what death looks
thought
like.
He's about to
It's
die.
the same as
What?
Ah,
oh, you
well,
know
he
what?
did
Is it
die.
overheating?
Everything died, in fact. The
It's
entire
overheating. That's
Switch.
why. Okay.
Oh, I see.
I've got a fan on it, so that should help it. There is a device, though, you dumbasses. Let me just pull it back up. So the other day, while I'm pulling this up, I'm gonna go ahead and, maybe I should, do I get it up on the first try? No, I don't. Okay.
I see.
Can you read that
Oh,
Google
that was
search
an
I found up
attempt.
about Amaterasu in some
yeah.
lore? It was some lore,
Yeah, I
some
do
real
remember
life
that.
lore.
Did-
I was like, Amaterasu, wait,
Right.
what? I found out from Persona, and I'm like, okay, hold on, I want to look into this. What is the connection here? And he's gonna go ahead and tell you while I work on this.
Oh,
Well, I can't read it, dude.
Basically,
I'm the one. Like, it's in the recording room
shit.
chat. It's in the recording room
You want me to
chat. You can
go-
read it from there.
Recording room chat. Is
Yes.
it? I thought it was in the regular chat. Oh yeah, it is in here.
Yep.
But Amaterasu is the great dean is based on a kami from Japanese mythology, specifically the great divinity that illuminates heaven, known as the sun goddess of the heavens, or something. I don't know if there's a direct connection, but it was
That was just the
probably
first thing that came up
inspired
on
in some
Google
way.
search. But it was interesting
Right,
because
it was the first thing that.
it was interesting because of the fact that it gives some reasoning to Hellsmouth's attitude towards his justice, you know? Like if his family really believes that they're these godly figures and that their justice is, you know, completely godly and, you know, it's
Separate.
Like
It's
they're-
just like a step above or something.
yeah. That it would give some precedence. No reason. It wouldn't allow for what he's done, but it would give a reason, you know, just as to why he
Not
would believe it.
justification, but reason.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. So I think we're back on. I actually almost got to work almost right away, but then it immediately stopped working again after I
It just
plugged it back in.
immediately died on you.
Yeah, again. But here it is. So
I've seen.
it's the same every other victim you've seen. Yeah? Yeah, you're correct.
It's not the same. I won't let it be the same.
No, dude, you dumb fuck. It's literally the same. They're dead bodies. My asshole nature is just coming out, cause like, fuck Yuma though. Like, I get it. This is your friend, but it is the fucking same because they all died. Like, dude, there's like, scientifically, there is no difference between this one and the last like 4 cases where dead bodies have been found, my guy. Doesn't matter, you knew this
Hey.
body.
You got a minute?
Fine.
We can't stay here forever.
Agreed.
We have to take a chance and try busting through the front gates.
Yep.
I can't agree to that. Wagering on a bet you have no chance of winning is the same as throwing the match.
So you
It's a Hail Mary.
keep waiting until peacekeepers break down the door? Oh, right. We can use Fubuki's thing.
Not really, she's out.
Huh?
And it wouldn't have worked
No.
anyway.
Really? I am not sure it is worthy of showing off yet.
Huh? What are you
I
talking
don't know
about?
where your head's at, but I'm talking about your thing! Your forte!
Oh, that wouldn't work anyway, dumb
Use
fuck!
that, we can get through the gate without being spotted by the peacekeepers. Even if they catch us, you can just turn back
She's
time.
already done that today. She's out of
Impossible.
energy.
The gate can't be unlocked except from the outside.
Okay, that too.
A peacekeeper has to make a call on the intercom to get them to open it. They would never let us through. That won't change no matter how many times you try.
Okay.
Then what about Desuhiko's disguise forte? If he looks like a peacekeeper, maybe he can get us through the gate.
But what are we gonna do if they ask for what's the access code? Is he gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4, chucklefuck? Like, what the fuck? What is he supposed to say? Like, if they
Or,
want
like,
any information that a
Constantly
peacekeeper
trying
would
again to
know,
work.
then it's gonna backfire instantly.
I thought about that too, but my bag is outside the gate.
Wait, you actually
Sword
require it?
detective is so
Okay.
useless. He can never help when we need him most.
So he actually does require his bag to change. So apparently his forte is directly connected to the bag. Like there is no like mini version of it on him. It is just bag or nothing.
His transformation.
Maybe we have no choice but to force our way through.
I mean, no,
Don't
there
rush to
isn't a
conclusions.
choice.
The roulette has yet to stop. Until it does, we must consider the best course of action.
I mean, if you're just asking for choices, we could surrender. Like there are always
That's
choices.
a very good one.
There are always choices, my guy. You could go out violently, or you
Good
could go
choice,
out
but that is not
non-violently.
a-
You know.
The best course? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, some things you need to do. What the? Okay, can I just go out now? Why is the whole area yellow? Okay, maybe the monitors?
This is truly.
There's an astonishing number of monitors. It looks like every inch of the lab can be observed from here. It's the monitor room from, God damn it. Hope's Peak Academy. It's the monitor room. What am I supposed to do? The door won't open. Like, is this just a wait? Are they legitimately gonna make me wait, like, a minute or something?
What we should do right now is calmly consider the best move to make.
The best move.
Oh, do I have to talk to everyone again?
It
Maybe.
may be suicidal. But it's
Shove
better
your
to stay
hand
here like
inside
this.
of Detective
We can
Yako's
force our way
gut
to the
and
front.
just rip the bullet out.
Damn it!
That ought to
If
be
we
good.
don't hurry, the chief is gonna.
I'd do it.
Is there something, like, there feels like there's something I'm missing. Like, it's, on the map, it's highlighting everything, so it's like, there's something I'm supposed to look at? The only thing I look at is
You know,
that.
I just got done actually watching a sequelitis yesterday on Mega Man, and
Okay.
I just rewatched it, and it actually had exactly this point.
We're completely
Conveyance.
stuck.
How many
So this
times
is
in a
where I
video game do
finally
you like,
die.
okay, like, what am I supposed to do?
I will never let it
If,
happen
like,
again.
You know, if that just happens a lot in your game, it's just you're not conveying shit well enough.
How
Don't
did it
tell me
end
we're
up
gonna.
like this?
Okay, this was apparently the correct person to talk to, because I couldn't have said that. But what are we gonna say? Hey, can you abuse yourself so we can go back in time just a few more times, just to see if, I don't know, throwing my balls at the door is gonna fix shit? Like, what is this gonna
We
do?
just happened to appear at the scene of the doctor's murder.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Dude,
that's
Wait,
it.
Just the
No.
sheer force
No.
of your
What the-
balls
what the
breaking
fuck?
open like a
Oh my
3-ton
god,
steel
we're really
wall or
gonna
some shit.
we're really gonna travel back in time to the doctor. Oh my god. Okay, yes, there was a knife there. You did not collect evidence there. Is that the best solution though? Okay, actually, you know what? Actually, as much as I want to shit on the idea, we did see the killer then. So honestly, it's not actually the worst case. Especially to try to kick in our power, because that, yeah, okay.
Yeah, the
That's not a
characters
bad
had the
idea.
entire series.
Oh my god.
He's had a lot
Peacekeepers
dumber
made up their
moments,
minds that
trust
we're
me.
responsible for killing Dr. Weska.
You know what's gonna suck too? Is that they're totally gonna save Yako. They're totally
Hey,
gonna save him. There's no
honestly-
way they're gonna get him killed. I just can't believe it.
There's a conflict in me. There's the conflict of, yeah, that motherfucker should be dead, and there's no way around it.
Well, the thing is,
And
they're
I
gonna
actually
travel
kinda
back
want
in
him
time,
dead.
and that's gonna be the
But the
excuse, is
second
that they're
thing
gonna go
is-
back before all the blood came out, you know? But on the same hand, I feel like he should die, no matter how this case ends. Like, he was stabbed a lot.
That-
Like,
Right.
and I feel like to escalate the climax of the story, he should die. Like, that would definitely elevate, like, we have to do this for him, you know? Something like that, you know? Like, that could elevate the story. But on the same hand, I can totally see them pulling bullshit like, oh, you got the dead person to me just in time. I can save him now. It's like, no, let him die for the mission, you know? Like, I'm not saying you need someone to die, but like in this story, it wouldn't hurt, my guy.
Like, it just literally, after what just happened, that fucker should be dead.
I'm
Plain and
it'd be one thing if I was just being a stickler and I hate the character, but I don't hate him, and I just think it would be more cinematic if he's dead, right?
Like, I already said how, like, that's the other part of me that's, like, besides, like, that fucker should be dead, is that I love Yako, and there's one character in this game, except for Halara, that I don't want to die.
The reason why I keep going on it is because the way you say it sounds like you're just going off of logic, which, yeah, logically, but I'm going from the like cinema view, where like I feel like for the story to elevate, he should die.
Right.
Just thematically. Okay. Because the way you were talking about, I wasn't actually sure if you were also including, like, if you were just being a stickler for logic, or if it was more than that, you know. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video,
like, what would make sense? But yeah, it is both. I was agreeing with you, but yeah.
If you enjoyed this video, do that stuff on the screen. If you have any questions in the comments below, or our Discord server, there'll be links in the description and our about section. Enemies are in the same two places as they're associated. On the left is recommendation from YouTube, and the right is a series, Rain Code in its entirety. And we'll see you next time.